Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I'm going to be reacting to, this is the end of Jojo Siwa's career. I'm not sure what they're referring to. I do know Jojo Siwa, but I don't know what she has done to be cancelled or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, it seems like all of the people that are being cancelled, they all are linked in some way or another. It's just like they're waiting in line for their turn, I guess. I don't know. But I don't know what's going on. So let me stop talking. Let's get into the video and see what she's going to mention. And please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below.
Jojo, have you learnt nothing? Because defending Colleen Ballinger at the height of her allegations was one thing. When Jojo Siwa and Colleen Ballinger initially met and then went on to become really close friends, Jojo was just a child, 12 years old to be exact.
She pregnant, and she a teen.
An adult becoming really close friends with a minor already raises a bunch of red flags. But at the time when I first heard Jojo defend Colleen, it really struck me as someone who's still too young to understand the gravity of an adult approaching a child to be friends with. Furthermore, Jojo has been in the industry since she was only a little girl, so you could imagine that certain behaviors are very much normalized in her world. It's normal to her that adults and children can have supposed thriving friendships. But then recently, Jojo Siwa posted an Instagram reel of her dancing to James Charles' new song, which is another
she friends with James Charles?
who has
James
really
James
serious
Charles.
predator allegations against
Yeah,
them.
he has his
Jojo
own
Siwa is a
web of
role
drama.
model for children. You cannot be caught continuously standing by people who have preyed on children one way or another. And in James's case, it is god awful. It does bring into question if the behaviors that James and Colleen have exhibited are genuinely just completely normal to her. And if that's the case, that's quite
Yeah,
disturbing.
I wonder,
This new article published by
like her and James's relationship. I wonder if she knows stuff like behind the scenes that we don't know, because everything that people know is like public information. People like exposing him for like trying to talk to underage boys, even though, like, I don't know who I was watching, but they mentioned that that James Charles was messaging them on Snapchat, and I guess they mentioned to him that they were underage or whatever. I'm not sure how old they were, but he just was like, okay, and or whatever. That's not exactly what he said, but he was comfortable still talking to them, which is kind of weird. But well, it's not kind of weird, it's really weird. But yeah, that's only what we know publicly. So I wonder what she knows behind the scenes, because there's probably more stuff behind the scenes that we don't know. And like, whether it's public or private, the information that we know, yeah, it's kind of weird to be associated with someone that has that reputation.
Stone is just that, truly disturbing. In 2021, Leah
Dang, I
Sanderson
talking so much I didn't even read what that said. Who are they talking about? Oh, pop group. Oh, I remember this. They performed somewhere, like on Ellen or something. Oh, dang.
that truly disturbing. In 2021, Leah Sanderson was submitted into auditioning for an upcoming reality series, Siwa's Dance Pop Revolution, hosted by yours truly, Jojo Siwa.
They performed somewhere, but I'm not. Was it America's Got Talent?
Leah was only 14
I don't
at
remember.
the time and struggling with spinal bifida, which she's had since birth. It essentially means that her spinal cord failed to form properly when she was born. Throughout her day-to-day struggles, dancing is Leah's calling. So going onto Jojo's reality show would be a huge opportunity into the path of succession. Jojo and her mum, Jesselyn, were trying to put together a pop group through the show. And that's when XOMG Pop would find itself being that main tween band among main competitors such as Kids Bop. Leah was getting really
Oh, also side note, I know Jojo Siwa has her line of products and stuff, but that was when she was like dressing the same all the time with her bow. Do her products still sell the same after she switched up? Like she doesn't wear her bows anymore, and I felt like the bow was like part of her image and part of like girls buying her bows to stand out at school or whatever, so that you can have a friend or whatever um the reason was behind the bow. Like, do they still sell bows like that? Because she doesn't wear her bow. I don't know.
Excited about the opportunity at hand, especially being a big fan of JoJo's throughout her childhood. In the spring of 2021, Leah and her mum Angie would fly into Los Angeles for Leah to appear on the series. Little did Angie know that the next 2 years would entail the complete opposite of what they came to LA for. Here's where it's going to get a little dark, so you might want to turn some lights on. The Sandersons, alongside multiple anonymous sources close to the Siwa production, alleged that Jojo subjected the children to quote-unquote grueling rehearsals,
School
sometimes
breaks.
foregoing school breaks with meager compensation. It is also alleged that Leah had to work under intense physical duress, and Jojo's mum encouraging Leah to attend a video shoot just weeks after she had gone for spinal cord surgery. Leah also
Wait, at what point do the I didn't mean to pause it there, but at what point do the girl's parents tell them no? Like, shouldn't her parents be the ones like, no, she can't do that. No, she's not gonna do that. She needs to rest. No, she's not gonna do that because it's too much work, too much pressure on her body. Like, can't they just stop her from doing this? Where are the parents? I blame the
allegedly
parents.
started bleeding through her belly button during a rehearsal for a performance at the Children's and Family Emmys that was hosted by Jojo Siwa. Instead of telling Leah, hey, look, it's probably best that you take a breath, a break even, you're bleeding through your belly button, what the hell? Jesselyn told Leah to put a maxi pad over it so that the blood wouldn't get through her costume. I'm sorry.
Where is this girl's parents? Her parents should be the one like, no, she's not dancing. But you're blaming, like, I'm not taking anyone's side, but you're blaming Jojo Siwa for doing this when your mom should have been there and should have said, no, she's not gonna do this. You're not gonna complain about your mom either? Like, I'm confused.
But what?
Maybe there's more to the story that I don't know yet.
Alleged to be overtly cruel to their young charges, calling them names, and in one instance, shaming them for having a disability. The allegations don't just stop there. Jojo would also apparently be really nasty, domineering, screaming insults at the girls during a performance. Supposedly too, Jojo would play favorites and pit the members up against each other, which is quite the contrast to who and what we see Jojo outside of these allegations. It is also said that Jojo and Jesselyn, along with the producers of the show, were dangling the carrot in front of the members of XOMG Pop, then berate the members on camera and encourage them to cry. The kids and the mums would go back to the hotel room after a long day of being
Wait, where's the
berated
footage?
and encouraged to cry on camera, and they would be met with a basket of candy and a Nintendo Switch. This is so random, and that to me sounds like, yeah, we know we up, here's a Hershey's Kiss and Mario Kart. What's strange is that a rep for the production company behind JoJo's reality show actually disputed these claims, saying that the kids didn't get gifts, nor were they encouraged to cry on camera. Leah was later abruptly fired from XOMG Pop following the concerns that Jesselyn found out that Leah's mum Angie had, which we'll get into that in a moment. Leah and I were in a dark place for months and months months that I don't think we were healthy enough to speak out about. Now that we've had time to recover and heal from it, we are in a place where we are ready to share and tell people about everything. Leah's mum, Angie, claims even more bizarre experiences took place, such as supposedly hearing producers.
Wait, but they, her and her mom are coming out to speak out about this now, but like I'm confused why she didn't just pull her daughter out of that situation from the beginning. Like, how are you gonna allow your daughter to do that and then later be like, oh, it was a bad situation, like now I'm gonna call out Jojo Siwa for doing all this to my daughter? But she's the parent of her daughter, so why wouldn't she just pull out her daughter? Like, no, this is too much for my daughter. She can't do this anymore, so as the parent, I'm gonna cut her off from doing this. Like, isn't that her job? Like, why are they complaining about Jojo? Like, I'm confused. Like, why is this a story? Because shouldn't she cut her daughter off from, like, this situation? Like, it didn't have to get this far. Like, so she just was there watching this whole thing, but now she wants to say something, even though she could have taken her daughter out of the situation a long time ago.
On set say it's not a good day unless you make a kid cry, and that you're kind of taught to thank Jojo and Jesselyn for every single little thing they do. They would say, look, we can make your kids a star. Look at the opportunities we're giving you.
And also, I'm not giving Jojo a pass. Like, if Jojo was like bad to them or not treating them well, then that's one thing. Like, wait, shame on Jojo. But as the parent, you should be the one. Like, you're literally there because you're a guardian, because your daughter is underage, so you have to be there. So if you're seeing all this going on, like, why would you just let your daughter continue to do this and not pull them out of this situation? I'm so confused.
Jesselyn would allegedly be
She a secret
verbally
stage mom?
abusive to some kids at rehearsals, mocking a contestant for not being able to move her arms and legs properly because the kid had hypertonia. So far, all of these allegations really do not surprise me in the very least, because you're telling me that a mother and a daughter who have this entire huge empire worth millions and millions and millions of dollars aren't terrible people behind the scenes? No way! Who would have thought that this mother-daughter duo would be terrible? Production for the show ended in the summer of 2021. The winners of the show, including Leah, transitioned into being a full-time music act. Angie claims that her family was not reimbursed for the costs of food and transportation, and were further not paid for individual music videos, photos, and social media content shoots. Now, if Leah...
Where's the contract? Check the contract. If they signed a contract, then that's their fault. If there's no contract, that's their fault.
is contracted into doing jobs, she of course deserves to get paid. It is against labor laws. However, it can get a bit tricky complaining about not being reimbursed for food and transportation if it wasn't directly stated in any sort of contract between Angie, Leah, Jojo, Jesselyn,
they signed a contract.
Else. A copy
So
of a recording contract that was given to Rolling Stone says that the girls were promised $10,000 upon recording their first album. However, the Sandersons had only received $4,250. This was because Jesselyn had to pay for the Airbnb that everybody was staying in. Now, I'm just a little bit confused here because I don't know if the contract means like $10,000 each for the members or if it's their...
See, that's why you gotta read your contract. So she expected one thing, but some people just sign contracts without reading them. So if you signed a contract and you didn't like what the contract said, then and you signed it, that's your fault. If you signed a contract and it said everything that you're saying, then you can sue them. Like, if it's in the contract, then sue for your money. But if you signed a contract that you didn't read, then this also is not Jojo's fault. Like, you read the contract, maybe you signed the contract, but now the contract isn't lining up with what you're saying, so you're out of money. But if the contract says something and you signed it, but it's not working out right now, then maybe you misunderstood the contract, or you can sue to get your money.
Them all together. Surely that wouldn't be the case because that is quite low. The Siwas had rented out a content house for the members of XOMG Pop, but none of the kids actually slept there. It was just a content house. Rich people are so annoying. Like, I have always hated content houses. You're telling me
It's
people
kind of
don't
cringy.
sleep there, people don't live there, it's just there to film TikTok videos? Like, get fucked. But obviously not the point of this. Angie goes on to state that when her and Leah had left the Airbnb, the pair would spend several months on a dance studio floor sleeping on blow-up mattresses. This was because Angie was in a dire financial situation. She couldn't afford living out in LA. Angie went on to shut down.
Okay, so she couldn't afford it. She put all her money into this. At what point does she walk away? Why is she still in this situation? I'm so confused. Like, can't they get up and leave? Go back to where they came from? I don't know. Like, is someone behind the scenes holding a gun to their head? Like, you have to do this? Because if you don't want to do it, then leave. If your good daughter is going through all this trouble, get up and leave. Like, I'm so confused why they're stuck. Is there something I'm missing? Like, is she not saying something that would make her story seem like she's the problem? Because, like, why, at this point, it's like you can't blame Jojo for everything. Like, you're, like, maybe twice or three times older than Jojo, but it seems like she's controlling your whole life, but you're an adult and you can't just walk away from the situation. Why? Is it just me, or I don't know?
Her daycare center
I'm so confused.
in order to live in California with Leah. Then it continues, but to summarize what is a slew of Angie stating that she was fearful of putting Leah in a position to lose her opportunities in California, and that Leah...
Is that the reason why? So you're trying to do this for your daughter, but you see all the things going wrong, and you're just gonna stay there in the situation and then complain about it later, even though you saw everything going wrong before your own eyes at the time. So is that why she just stuck with it, just to, I don't know, follow her daughter's dream? But you saw everything going wrong at the time, but now you want to talk about it? Like, you could have left a long time ago.
Was subjected to hours and hours upon hours of making
And
social
I don't think that's a good enough
content
reason.
for various different social media platforms, and that Leah was going through health problems that were connected to her disability. The inconsistencies of schoolwork was also bothering Angie. So, of course,
all these things bothering you, but not enough to take your daughter and leave. Okay, so yeah, you can't blame everything on Jojo. I blame the mom too, because how's all this going on and you're not doing anything about it? Like, you're the parent. Like, if you want her to go to school, make her go to school. If you want her to stop doing this because it's messing up her body, make her stop doing it because it's messing up her body. Like, you're the parent. I don't understand, like, why you're talking about this now. Like, I'm pointing fingers at you too.
she's frustrated about this. She goes to the other moms. She's telling them about it, confiding in them, just complaining about the situation at hand.
I'm
Jesselyn
side-eyeing
had
this
caught
lady.
wind of this, and in a text, Jesselyn says, "Angie, I'm really tired of it. I work really hard. I've gone over and above and beyond for you and your kid. There's food at the house. They're not overworked. If you're gonna work for me, you cannot act like an asshole. End of story." Now, once again, it truly does not surprise me that multi-millionaires have turned out to be assholes. That there is a situation at hand here that's shady, that's really f***ed up, that's overall downright of Jojo and Jesselyn to put other people
Also,
through.
why is
But
this
I
video
want to say something
mirrored?
about Angie here really quickly. Angie had to have known what the atmosphere was like around the dance world, specifically the entertainment industry, especially with Leah being a longtime fan of Dance Moms, specifically Jojo Siwa. It is an evil and up place when you are to put your children through it. Nothing that Jesselyn and Jojo have allegedly done is okay by any means, and they should receive consequences accordingly. But I have a bit of a problem with stage mums who reach a point of dire financial situation, and they already have so much back at home. I mean, Angie had a daycare facility that she owned, and having to sell your livelihood to keep on going with a dream out in Hollywood is, I have to say it, it's a bit irresponsible, because Leah had—
See, look, now we're getting to the real story. It's the mom's fault. Not everything, but if you saw the situation was so bad, like, how are you gonna stay there? That doesn't make sense to me. And then a few years later, now you want to talk about it and act like you're none of the problem. Like, you're part of the problem too. Hello?
has this disability that she struggles with constantly. Like, it's a constant daily basis battle. Now, yes, while dancing may be Leah's passion, she should not have had to sleep on the floor of a dance studio on blow-up mattresses when she could have been at home comfortable. Yes,
That's the
given
mom's
fact
fault.
that she probably could have lost that opportunity. The opportunity really wasn't there to begin with, if we're being honest here. It's just, at what point do you not look at a situation and you're just like, you know, this isn't right for us, it's not working out.
That's the mom's
These
fault.
people
What did I
are
say?
terrible.
I've been saying this the
Now,
whole time.
that's not to say that a lot of fault is on the Siwa's hands. I will say though,
Yeah, like, the
Jojo
situation
would
was
have had to have been
bad
a
because of them,
minor
but
around the time in 2021, I think
they
she
coulda
would
walked
have
away.
been around 17, almost turning 18. Obviously, her behavior is inexcusable, but it does put some things into some sort of perspective here. If the Siwas had put together a contract stating, here's the perks of working for us, here's what the girls would be rewarded with for their hard work, then they need to step up and deliver on that promise. But overall, what I'm seeing here is that a toxic environment is being perpetuated once again, an environment that Jojo was subject to at one point in her life, specifically when she was a very, very, very young child.
Do you know the order of the solos?
Jojo! Have you learned nothing?
I didn't hear what she asked.
Do not address her until she learns to say, excuse me.
And Jesselyn is doing the same thing to those kids that she did to Jojo. And that is why Jojo is in that position, because this includes Jesselyn too. But sometimes stage mums can get so jaded by the fame, the fortune, the success, the attention that their child is getting, they'll put themselves and their kids through some of the worst experiences.
And then when it doesn't go the way, that's when they want to come out and speak against the people that they were associated with or working with or whatever. So I blame the mom in this situation. She's talking bad about Jojo, what she was doing behind the scenes, all this stuff. But as a parent, she could have made her own decision and walked away. But she, like I said, maybe she's a secret stage mom and she wanted to go through with this, maybe more than her daughter. But like, that's her fault that she's stuck there. Like, even if Jojo had a bad situation and you saw that the situation was bad, that they were putting you in, okay, that's one thing. But you saw this going on, you could have left. That's your fault now.
As one could ever imagine to have. And that's why Jojo Siwa is in the position that she is today, because Jesselyn had to somewhat exploit Jojo so that Jojo could be Jojo Siwa today. And it's the exact same shit that she's perpetuating onto these girls. And it isn't okay. If these allegations do turn out to be true, I mean, would that really surprise any of us? Definitely not me. If you have ever watched Dance Moms at any point in your life, and I know many years ago when I was a kid, I used to sit there and watch Dance Moms too. I even saw, even as a kid, how messed up it was for those kids to go through the situations that they did. Constantly being yelled at.
You are not in this dance.
I'm just gonna say that.
Sweetheart, you are not in the number. That is really
constantly being pitted up against each other.
For 2 weeks, you were like fabulous, right up there with Maddie. You had it in you to be the favorite for 2 weeks, and that's it? What gives, kid?
Constantly being insulted.
See by the size of the thigh, butt mounting in the
Hey.
air. Hush your mouth.
This was
Oh, you are.
this is recorded too.
It was
Evidence,
disgusting,
but,
and that's why I'm
yeah,
sat here, not surprised
people
that
like
this
to watch
is
that show 'cause the
happening
drama.
to these poor girls.
But,
It is not okay, and they just
Same thing with those ladies, the parents. They could have walked away. Did they? Maybe not, because they wanted money, they wanted attention.
deserve so
But you can't
much
go
more
around
than
in the
that.
end
So
and be
with all
like,
that being
oh,
said,
it was a
like,
bad
I hope I
situation,
was able
because
to
you
take
had the
that
choice to walk away.
long-ass Rolling Stone article and really summarize it for you, because what's in that article isn't pretty at all. Thank you so much for your time and your stay at Yappersville today. I hope to see you all again soon. Take care of yourselves, and most of all, love your fucking selves, and
Okay, that is the end of the video, basically.
justice for these girls.
Okay, that's the end. But yeah, I blame the mom. Like, of course, you can blame Jojo for the bad environment situation, the working environment, the situation, whatever. But yeah, you can point fingers at the mom too, because she could have walked away this whole time, but she stuck around even though her daughter was like sick or whatever, and she just stuck around watching everything happen. Things aren't going well, and a few years later, now she wants to talk about it, but this whole time she could have just walked away. I'm so confused by that. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Let me know what else I should react to in the comments below. And if you want to see my experiences in Korea, you can check out my first channel, SEKSHI. And if you want to see my other socials, it's right here under my face. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.